Welcome to Feel Better with Lauren. I'm Lauren. Thanks for joining me. Today we're doing a quick sports warm-up. Likely you're already doing yoga poses in your sports warm-up. Maybe you didn't even know it. But what you're probably not doing is you're not joining your body and your brain together using your breath. I use a type of breathing called Ujjayi breathing. It's a restrained breathing at the back of your throat. Picture yourself fogging up a mirror, but closing your mouth. You breathe in and out only through your nose. And that has a lot of good benefits to that, apparently, like your nitrous oxide gets built up in a positive way. But I use it for slowing down your body. You breathe in for 3 to 5 seconds, you breathe out for 3 to 5 seconds, it calms you immediately. We use that as a timing method. So if you hold your for three breaths in, out, in, out. When you breathe in, we use that to expand our body and create more space and relax our body so that when we breathe out, we can relax into that space that we've created. So our warm up becomes even more effective. Our body becomes more warm. And finally, and most importantly, breathing is for focus. It is to join your body and your brain. Yoga, in its essence, is unity. It's about joining all those things together and balance. And if you breathe like this and focus in on your breathing, you will feel better, whether you're in the middle of a game, the middle of a meeting, or starting your day. So let's do a quick warm up together and feel better. Welcome to a quick sports warm-up. Nothing special today. Most of the stuff you will have seen before. Let's just sit on our heels. That gives even a little stretch to ourselves right here. Let's put our hands together just in our lap for a second. And we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Get rid of all that air. Push all that air all the way out. When you breathe in again, you're going to replace it with good, clean air. We have residual air that doesn't really move around in our lungs. We usually just breathe into the top part of our lungs. So if we get rid of all that stale air, we come in with fresh stuff, the oxygen will make us move better. That's the first part of our warm-up. It's just in through our nose, all the way out. Push it out. In through our nose, all the way out. In through our nose one last time. Now let's do that Ujjayi breathing, which is just through our nose, restrained like we're fogging up a mirror. Keep your mouth shut for the whole time and just focus on your breathing always. So let's just lean forward a little bit, go on the back of on our toes, and you should feel a strong stretch in the back of our feet, right? So let's just take 2 minutes there. It can hurt a lot because a lot of times you're not stretching that. If you want to warm up, you got to stretch out your feet. So in through your nose, in and out through your nose, and as you inhale, let yourself open up a little bit. And exhale, feel your feet stretch a little bit more. And one last time. Now, a little bit of relief, but still stay on your toes. Put your hands forward. Put the eyes of your elbows facing forward as well, and we'll stretch out our wrists. Push all the way forward until you feel that sensation on an inhale, and exhale, go back so you'll feel your feet stretch again. And inhale, and exhale. One last time, inhale, and exhale. Now face your hands the other way with your fingers pointing towards your knees. Inhale back this time so your palms may lift up, and forward exhale. So inhale and exhale. One last time. Inhale And exhale. Now your feet should be feeling it. We're going to do one more where you put your wrists almost close together in front of you and you'll stretch from side to side. Nothing should hurt. You want to just get a little bit of stretching going side to side. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Now stay on your toes. Your feet are probably feeling it right now. Just shake out your hands. And then finally, some relief. We're going to go into what's called tabletop here. Your knees are below your hips. Your wrists are below your shoulders. And as you inhale, you want to sink your belly down as low as it can go and tilt your head up. Now that's a cow pose, and all the way down. And you can feel your spine make some room. And then when you exhale, you're going to push away into cat pose, which is going to tuck your tailbone underneath and push away from the floor and stretch your shoulder blades far apart. And then inhale, drop as far as you can go with your head up as far as you can go, and exhale again to cat. Once more. Exhale. Let's do one more just to get some good stretch on your lower back. Exhale, push away. Now we're going to go out to a plank, which you've probably already done all the time anyways. Again, you're stretching it and pushing away from the floor, right, all the way. And we're going to do a push-up. The push-up is going to push forward on our toes and go all the way down to a 90 degree on your arms and then up. And keep your elbows close to your body. So do that 3 times. So forward and low and back up. 2 more of those. Back up. And one last one. Forward on our toes. And back up. And now this time we'll go forward on our toes and go all the way down to the ground. Slowly. Untuck your toes. And here we'll go into what's called Sphinx pose. You flex your butt. You push up and you're now stretching and loosening up your back the other way. Now, this is already really easy for you. You can push up where your hands are and push up to seal pose. You don't want to put your shoulders don't go to your ears rather. You're pushing away, and keep your butt flexed so that your spine engages properly. Last breath in, and then exhale all the way down. Shake out your hips a little bit. Keep everything loose. Now, we'll do one of my faves, is we're going to put our left arm out and bend our right leg and push and stretch out that way. And you're just going to hold this and move with your breath, not pushing too hard. You're stretching out your shoulder here. You're stretching out your lower back. One big breath in. And exhale back. To the other side, with your right arm straight out. Your left arm pushes over, your left leg bends over. You're stretching at your shoulder here. One last big breath in. And back. Now back into what's called child's pose. You've done a version of this probably before. Your knees are apart, your big toes are almost together, and you want to sit your hips onto your heels and reach forward and stretch as much as you can. You can sometimes get a pop out of your back because you're finally stretching it here. Put your forehead down to the ground. And one last big breath in. And exhale. Tuck your toes. We're going to go up to downward dog, which maybe you've done, maybe you haven't done before. This is the most yoga pose of the whole thing. The idea here is to keep the straight line from your wrist to your shoulders to your hips. So if you need to bend your knees, that's a good idea too, because keeping your back straight is the most important part. And once you've found that spot, you can sort of move around a little bit. You can straighten your legs a little bit more as long as you can keep that straight line. Now from here, you're going to put your one leg up quickly and bring your foot forward beside your hands, and that's called lizard lunge in yoga. And this is a hip opener, as you can imagine. And you just breathe into that. You can move around a little bit. You can let your knee fall open a little bit if you'd like. One last big breath in. And you can put your knee down. Reach behind with your right and do a quad stretch. So push out of your left hand and sort of pull your left quad to your butt as far as you can. You can feel that stretch in your hips, and you can feel it opening on your left side of your flexor. Good quad stretch. One more breath in. And slowly release that quad. Back up to this lizard lunge. And then let's put your leg back for that plank again that we all know. Take a moment here, just tidy everything up. And then back to downward dog. Nice and straight. Bend your legs if you want. And put your left leg up to the air. And move your left leg outside into the lizard lunge on the other side. So your knee can fall open here. You can feel your hip opening up. You can feel your hip flexor on your right side opening up and stretching. You can move around a little bit here. But as long as you're following your breath and focusing. Last breath in. And drop your right knee this time. Reach around with your left hand. Pull away with your right and pull back and stretch your quad. Keep your back straight out and push out if you can. One last big breath in. And slowly release your legs. Back up to lizard lunge. And back up to plank. Tidy everything up again. And now we'll just walk up to a fold at the top of the mat. Try to keep your legs as straight as you can. And just fall. Cross your arms around each other. And just sort of shake it out a little bit. Each breath in creates some more space. Each breath out makes you bend a little bit more. And one more breath in. And relax as much as you can. Let your arms go again and into what's called a halfway lift. So 90 degrees here. Push away from our shins. And inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now, with your feet maybe a little bit farther apart from me, come down to a squat. Use the outside. This opens up your hips, obviously. Use your triceps to push against your knees, just with light pressure. That'll open things up more. Keep your back as straight as you can. And sit here for a few minutes, or moments rather. All right. One breath in more. And then relax back. Keep your feet where they are. And we'll do what's called a reverse tabletop. So your feet and your hands facing the same direction. Push up out of your heels. Push your hips up as high as they can go. So everything's engaged, your core is engaged, you can let your head fall back, you can push your head forward, just sort of move around a little bit. You can feel the stretch in your shoulders. You don't want to stretch too hard. Keep everything engaged. One last breath in. And you're going to set your butt down as close to your heels as you can. Keep your hands where they are. And breathe in. And bring your head to the ceiling and your chest to the ceiling. And breathe out. Sink into your elbows. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink into your elbows even more. One last time. And sink into your elbows. Now inhale, go forward. Reach as far as you can the other way. And we're going to come back onto our back into what's called happy baby. Once again, we're opening up our hips. We're reaching the outside of our feet. We're just giving light pressure on our feet to have our knees go into our armpits. Each inhale in, we sort of stretch out, and we exhale out. And we create a little bit more space. You can feel your legs opening up even more. One more breath in. One more breath. Then put your right leg over your knee. Keep your foot engaged and bent. Both feet reach through and grab onto your shin. And here, just lean to your left a little tiny bit and pull your leg into your chest. And hold it with your breath. Each breath in, create some space. Each breath out, maybe you can pull a little bit more. Keep your leg flexed though, because you're protecting your knees here. One more breath. Now you're going to let your leg fall over and twist. And you're going to twist once more again, your left over your thigh here. Your right arm goes behind you, and you fall into that. So you stretched a little more of a twist before. Now you should be able to twist even more now. But don't push it, don't force it. You're wanting your right shoulder to fall flat to the ground, or that direction anyways. One last breath in. And exhale. Now inhale, bring your knees to your chest. We're just going to put everything back sort of straight. All right. And then you're going to cross your left leg over your right knee. Reach through that hole in the figure four. Lean to your right just a little tiny bit. And inhale, you can make some space. And exhale, you'll pull your leg closer to your chest. You should feel it right in your the left hip a lot, at the SI joint there. Last breath in. Now you're going to keep your legs crossing over. And we'll do the other side. Where your left arm falls open and your shoulder falls back towards the floor. And you sort of look over your left shoulder. And each breath in, you'll find yourself sort of relaxing into this. And each side will feel differently. So you're not pushing, you're just sort of realizing which side's more stretchy and which side's more toned, etc. So big breath in. Exhale, relax into that. Last breath in. And bring your knees up again. And we'll just straighten everything up here. And put your heels down. Put your hands where you can touch your heels. And we'll just finish with a bridge here. So we're going to push in with our heels like we did with the reverse tabletop. And we're going to use our butt and our core to bring ourselves up. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath your chest with your hands facing up. And then you can feel this counter stretch all on your hips. This is opening up everything. Don't scrunch your chin to your chest. Relax that out and just stretch up to the world. One more breath in, big one. Now raise up onto your toes. Put your arms above your head, and slowly sink down. Oh, you're lucky you get a couple of pops like I did. Hug your knees again. And then put your feet out to the corners of your mat or your space. Let your legs fall open. Tuck your shoulder blades again in underneath. Totally relaxed. Hands facing the ceiling. And just take a few moments here to relax. And hopefully that you'll feel a lot more warmed up. So keep following. We'll do the next video and we'll warm up a little bit more. Always talk to your healthcare professional before starting a new regime. If you experience pain, discomfort, or dizziness, slow down or stop. These videos will become easier each day, but if it doesn't feel right today, go slower or move to another video. Listen to your body.